Welcome back to Nigeria, the road to 2019. I'm Charles Anyegolu. It's just days away now from the start of the official campaign season in Nigeria, but the ruling APC still in the throes of internal conflict. Well, with me in the studio to help take stock of where the party stands going into the campaign is Senator Ayo Arise from Ekiti State, who's been at the National Assembly on the platform of the APC. Thank you very much indeed for staying with us.
My pleasure.
So what does the APC now stand for today?
The APC stands for progress, and we're moving on. And of course, during the last campaign, it was change. Change in several spheres. We are talking of the fact that, yes, there are a few things that have not been totally achieved.
A few?
Yes, a few. Because when you look at it, you have the rail lines. If you've seen the master plan, and that is being implemented, it's not just on paper, on a rail line transformation, you would be impressed. And these things cannot be built in 1 year.
When you say did you say rail line transformation?
Yes.
Well, but it wasn't you who started the rail transformation.
No,
you simply continued
we
what
are
had already
talking
been
of
done.
rail lines that this government actually. Okay, a rail line is passing through Ekiti now. That was not in any program of the PDP.
But that is part of. You talked about yourself that things can't be achieved in 1 year.
Exactly.
Well, they started the program. I mean, I came with a team and filmed what they were doing. I mean, they had all the. I mean, Goodluck Jonathan inaugurated some of the rail lines, some of the transport system. So they came up with the idea. It's a bit like electricity. It's an incremental thing.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's not really fair to credit yourselves with having done the rail thing as though it never existed in Nigeria until you came along.
No, let me put it to you. Everybody from maybe 1999, I've been talking of power, right?
Yeah.
But some people just stopped, and we had various equipments stocked at the ports. They did not do anything. Now, this government has come in. Most of these equipments are now being released for almost how many years?
To be, my job is to play the devil's advocate, to be on the other side, and to be fair to the other side, which is what we try to do. A lot of that, I mean, they initiated the NIPP, the National Integrated Power. It was the biggest ongoing power project in the world.
Yes.
There was no such thing else. They built 11 new power stations. There are thousands of sort of substations and, lines, transmission lines and all that across the country, which you are building on now.
Yes.
And the fact is that when they brought the problem, which is the difficulty that you're facing now, I mean, you talked about the problem with the judiciary and so on and so forth. Whilst you're trying to do something, you're being hamstrung by a failure in another sector. They brought in a lot of the equipment, turbines that was designed by General Electric.
Yes.
They couldn't, do you know what part of the problem was? They were all held up at One Port in River State. Do you know why? Because the bridges that Nigeria had were not strong enough to carry the weight of them.
Oh, yes, I'm aware of that for one of the companies.
So I mean,
for
what I'm trying to say is that there are issues that are not, that you're experiencing that have been happening in this country, and that's the problem.
Let me give you the Ajaokuta example.
Yes.
Ajaokuta was conceived and constructed to be in service for Nigerians. Several governments came. They needed just a rail line to transport coking coke from Warri to Ajaokuta. What they were owing JB was something that could be done. It wasn't a lot of money. But they left it. And if we start that Ajaokuta complex, because you must continue to put coal in to continue to have fire. The Delta still was a different kind of technology. It's switch on and switch off. But Ajaokuta, if you power it on for 20 years, the fire must not go down. Now, because of the fact that they could not transport the coking, I mean the coal, it was left.
Right, which is the same problem that you've had with
But this
electricity.
government
Because they didn't have pipelines.
This
going
government
to them
has
to
done that
transport
now.
gas.
This government has done that. They did not start their Jakarta, but they're going to make it functioning. We do not want to go back to the idea of, okay, I must start a new project and leave the old ones not functioning.
Right.
This is where we have been. It's been a cycle. Everybody wants a new project so that they can take as much as possible from it. So this government is different.
Right.
They are completing things that will service this country.
Right.
That will make our people have a feel of the government.
So what's the big election issue that the APC is going to come up with that's really going to cut through all the lingering doubts about broken promises, and that's going to really touch the hearts of the Nigerian people during this election campaign season?
Well, I can assure you that the majority of the voters are not you and I. They are the grassroots people, the poor people, and APC is reaching out to them.
So you're going to bring out helicopter money that you're going to drop from the sky.
No, it's
to
not
keep
money.
them all, because they live sort of hand to mouth every day.
No, the government has actually put in place through many of the policy and programs to ensure that we reach out to the have-nots, to those who cannot even afford 5,000 naira a month or 2 months. The government is giving out money. The government is doing this empower thing to employ people on a temporary basis, train them, and get them fixed into the economy. And they are developing entrepreneurs at different levels. You see, the small-scale business person and the small-scale businesses is actually the engine room of the development of most nations. The big names, they can hire as many as possible. And the government cannot hire everybody in the country. We are growing at an astronomical population rate. So if we don't do something, do things that will touch these sectors and encourage people to become employed. Look at the agricultural sector. Look at the money the government is putting in there. People, if you go there and talk to people on the street, in the farms, they will tell you that these things are for real. This never happened. We are now exporting rice. We are exporting so many products. Look at what we have done in a very short period in the mineral resources sector. Now, for me, I'm not in a hurry because this country is here to stay. And we want to see a development that is gradual, like you have said. And we can quantify it. Those who do not want to see it, they will not see it. And it's the business of the opposition to try to downplay these things and say, oh, we started it. So why did you not finish it?
Well, because they were voted out of office. It's as simple as that.
This Abuja
I mean, if you're voted out of office now in 2019, and I bet you pray like basket that you're not.
Oh, no,
but if you're voted out of office, you're going to have the same problem. So let me put this bluntly to you. Because these are the dying minutes of the program.
Sure.
And it's been jolly nice talking with you, by the way.
Thank you, Chess.
Let me put it bluntly. Do you fear that Nigeria is likely to have a PDP government in 2019? Or is the APC going to be able to pull a rabbit out of a hat and swing the electorate its way?
I'm very confident that the APC will win the coming election, because the generality of Nigerians, they see what this government is doing, what this president is doing, really in particular. I've never seen such an interactive vice president, and I've seen many of them. Look at what...
I don't think Nigerians would disagree with you on the vice president, but the issue is not the vice president, the issue is the president.
The president stands there as a figure that stands for integrity, transparency, even though there will be some people still say, oh, I'm neither here nor there.
Right.
But once the head is correct, the rest will begin to learn.
Well, you better hope the head is correct, because the elections are coming up. Senator Ayo Arise, APC, Ekiti State, thank you ever so much.
Thank you very much, Chess.
Well, that's it for this edition of Nigeria, The Road to 2019. Join us again for a fresh edition tomorrow. From me and the entire team here in Abuja, bye-bye, and thank you for watching. Thank you very much indeed.